Welcome back. You're watching Prime Property. The eastern corridor of Mumbai is abuzz with real estate activity. New land available for development and improved infrastructure has turned the eastern corridor of the financial capital into a new investment hotspot. Manasvi Ghelani has that report.
Mumbai's eastern corridor is attracting investment from manufacturing to IT, BFSI to retail. Developers are now turning their attention from fully exploited western suburbs to the eastern suburbs. Mumbai's eastern corridor has sprung into sharp focus after government notification declassifying 800 hectares of industrial area into residential. The move has opened up residential development opportunities in areas like Ghatkopar, Kanjurmarg, Kurla, Mulund, Nahur, Powai, Vidya Vihar, Vikhroli. The housing supply in these areas have been growing at an approximate rate of 10% for the past 4 years, and it now accounts for approximately 18% of Mumbai's total housing stock.
When you look at any development, if they are linked very well to places in the which are already developed or which we call central business districts, they would prefer to be there because one, you are still away from the crowd but yet well connected. Let's take for example places like Ghatkopar and all, which are very well connected to Powai. Places like Sion, which are very well connected to Sion, Chembur, etc., which are now getting very well connected to BKC. So you are close to your workspace, you are close to the CBD, but yet and you are connected very well, and you are getting places which are reasonably priced as compared to other parts.
Not just the increased residential supply, but the latest infrastructure additions to the eastern corridor are adding to the buzz. The 16.8-kilometer long Eastern Freeway connecting Ghatkopar to South Mumbai via Eastern Express Highway, the 11-kilometer Versova-Andheri Ghatkopar metro line that connects western suburb to the eastern suburbs, the 8.8-kilometer Wadala-Chembur monorail Phase 1, which will eventually connect to Lower Parel in central Mumbai, the Santa Cruz-Chembur link road that connects to Eastern Express Highway. The recent real estate developments in these areas is led by some of the renowned names in Mumbai, like Godrej Properties, Nirmal Lifestyle, Hiranandani Group, HDR, Ranwal Group, to name a few. And they are coming up with integrated townships in these areas in order to cater to the anticipated demand.
About 3,000 odd units that got launched in the last 1 year or so. And the lion's share of this went to Mulund with about 1,500 odd units, followed by Chembur and then of course Ghatkopar. So these are some of the locations, and then you have locations which are upcoming like Kanjurmarg, Vikhroli, which have also started seeing residential developments. Our estimate is about 5 to 8% increase in prices if the sentiment does convert into demand, which we're all waiting and watching for in the next 6 to 12 months.
This demand is also pushing up prices in these areas. Property prices in Chembur have risen by as much as 25% in the last 2 years, primarily due to proximity to the Eastern Freeway. Markets such as Kanjurmarg, Kurla, Powai and Ghatkopar saw residential property prices rise anywhere between 23% to 32% in the past year.
The belt between Wadala to Chembur, which in my view is the most sought after. The price range between 12 to 17,000 rupees a square feet, depending on the stage of the project, we're seeing these other prices. Now, these are all mid-segment to premium, not necessarily luxury. When you move towards Powai, that's a little more premium, already established. We're seeing the rates prevail between 17,000 to even 23,000 rupees a square feet. And then in some of the other markets like Bhandup or Vikhroli or Kanjurmarg, which are yet to catch up because they yet have a one-notch kind of inferior image, which is changing with a lot of developments coming there. I think the prices range from 10,000 to 12,500, 13,000 rupees a square foot.
But the good news is that infra developments have only increased the pace of construction and property prices are yet to catch up.
Though infrastructure used to play a major role initially in real estate prices going up and still does in many places, but I guess what had happened is this infrastructure coming up was being seen, so that price hike had already come in these areas. It is the transactions, once the infrastructure comes in place and starts operating, then the transactions start increasing more. But the price appreciation, I think so, had already been taken into account.
Commercial office space activity has also gathered momentum in this corridor. The availability of large developable land, along with 100% floor space index (FSI) for IT developments, has made Powai and Vikhroli favorite hotspots for IT companies. The Eastern Freeway has transformed areas like Mulund, Bhandop, Kanjurmarg and Vikhroli due to the improved connectivity to commercial micro-markets in South and Central Mumbai. And with the completion of Jogeshwari-Vikhroli Link Road, commercial real estate activity has accelerated in areas like Powai, Vikhroli and Kanjurmarg.
Mumbai year on year has seen about 5 to 6 million square feet of absorption, and again in the eastern suburbs I may want to point out that almost 50% of this net absorption has taken place in the last 12 months. So that only goes to show that the prominence of western suburbs, which used to have the lion's share of the market share, maybe 60 to 65%, has actually dropped a bit to 50%, and on the other hand eastern suburbs have seen a hike in the absorption levels.
Infrastructure development is giving the much-needed fillip to the eastern corridor of Mumbai. In fact, it's giving a tough time to its southern and western counterparts. This, combined with the available cheap land comparatively, is making this as a hotspot every home buyer should consider. In Mumbai, Manasvi Ghelani.
Time now for Property Doctor, where we get experts to answer your queries. This week we got Prop Tiger's co-founder Prasanna Agarwal to our studio. Our first query of the day is from Abhijit. He writes in, I'm staying in Bhandop, Mumbai and recently booked a flat at Shriji Nirvana Phase 2, Badlapur, East Thane on 15th March 2014 at 2,800 rupees a square foot. I've visited the site and the construction is in full swing. Since I currently stay in an old building constructed in 1960, it may go into redevelopment over the next 5 to 7 years. My question is, what is the growth prospects of Badalpur East area as an investment, rental income and as a first homestay option during redevelopment over the coming years, and also any feedback on the Shriji Nirvana project? Prasan, are you familiar with this market and the Shriji Nirvana project?
Dear Abhijit, the scope of appreciation for any project, depends on location and facilities and the connectivity that any area offers. Badlapur definitely is, a paradise for affordable projects in Mumbai, and a lot of end users have actually gone ahead and made investments in Badlapur. Badlapur enjoys fabulous connectivity through the train. There's also a proposed monorail which will connect to Badlapur, and there are also proposals in terms of connecting Badlapur to Panvel at some point of time, which has the upcoming international airport. Thus, I would say for end use, it is a very good area, and given that you are looking at using that to stay while your property goes under construction in a redevelopment, I would suggest that that's a good option.
Well, I hope that helps you out, Abhijit. Our next query of the day is coming in from Ritika. She emails, I'm looking for a minimum 1,500 square feet, 3 BHK apartment or row house in prime localities of Lucknow. I plan to move in there over the next 4 to 5 years, hence would want to go in for quality construction of reputed builders. Kindly suggest the localities and the builders of projects accordingly. My budget is 50 to 55 lakh rupees. Prasan, what can Ritika consider in that budget in Lucknow?
Hi Ritika, Gomti Nagar extension is a very prominent location that you can look at. It's located right on the main Amar Shahid Path, and it's located fantastically about 10 kilometers from the airport as well. It's one of the closest localities to Gomti Nagar, which is the poshest locality in Lucknow. And a couple of projects that you can look at would be from developers like Omax and Parth Infrabuild, who are reputed builders and give fantastic quality of construction as well.
Suggestions on how to approach the Lucknow market there for you, Ritika, coming in from Prop Tiger. Our next query is from Himanshu. He writes in, I'm looking to buy a 2 or 3 BHK property in Dwarka Expressway or Sona Road, close to the DLF Cyber City. Can you please suggest some good options in the budget of 70 to 80 lakh rupees all inclusive? And also please comment on the following projects we found out about. These projects are Godrej Oasis, Mahindra Oro, CHD Golf Avenue, CHD Van, Taxila Heights, Ramprastha The Edge Towers, India Bulls Centrum Park. Also please advise if there are any other good projects in this area that we should consider. Prasan, what's your advice?
Dear Himanshu, given that you are looking at residences close to the DLF Cyber City, we would recommend that you look at Sona Road. CHD1 is a very good project to look at, which is very close to the Sona Road, and that also is in your budget, and the possession happens in about 3 years, so that would be a recommended project. The developer also has a track record of on-time deliveries and quality construction. Apart from that, you can also look at projects on the Dwarka Expressway, as you have mentioned. Two good projects to look at there would be Godrej Oasis and Mahindra Aura. Both these projects would be available in the resale market.
Himanshu, I hope that advice helps you out. Our next query is coming in from Soumya Das. The query is, we're looking out for a 2 BHK property in Road Pali, Navi Mumbai for end use. Our budget is around 60 to 70 lakh rupees with a waiting period of 1.5 years. We have zeroed in on a project by Sai developers called Sai Avanish. Would like to know your views on this project in terms of value for money, scope of development in and around that area. Would also appreciate your valuable comments and suggestions on the upcoming township by Godrej Properties in Panvel.
Hi Soumya, the project that you mentioned, Sai Avanish, comes from one of the most reputed developers of Navi Mumbai and also offers room sizes which are bigger than most other apartments in the vicinity, and thus we think it's a very good choice. Couple of other projects that you can look at would be Bhumi Gardenia 1 and 2 from Gajra Group and Valencia from the Akshar developers. Roadpalli, we think, is seeing a lot of commercial developments, and that's good from a short-term as well as long-term investment point of view. It's also located close to Kharghar, which is a commercial hub in Mumbai as well. On the Godrej property, I think it's a fantastic property. It is one of the first projects in the township, standard township project approved by the Navi Mumbai government, and offers about FSI of 0.6, which would then give you apartments with a lot of open spaces. However, the project currently doesn't have all the approvals in place, and there might be some time before the project opens for booking.
Well, that's all the time we have for Property Doctor this week. Do remember, you can always send us your queries, feedback or experiences with developers that you may want to share. Our email address is primeproperty@network18online.com. You can also tweet me. See you same time next week.